Hello and another good Tuesday to everybody. It's September the 29th of the year 2020, the greatest year on earth. It occurs to me today that it's always about this time of year that I really notice how annoying barking dogs and loud motorcycles and honking neighbors are. And it's because the windows are open and you can hear them. Weird. Hey, stuff we need to talk about this week. Calendar check. There are less than 3 weeks left in the term, and there is no more later. I think sometimes the young people assure themselves that they have time to do things because there's always some future time that I can still do it. There isn't. Not that there really was before, but there certainly isn't now. And let's take a look right now at our calendar. Okay, so here we are on Tuesday, the 29th. There are ASTs on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have the rest of this week, next week, and then Friday the 16th is the end of our term one. We'll begin term two on the 19th, but that is not very far away, and it will be here before you know it. So the time is now. Ironically, I don't think I put it on the calendar yet that you just saw, but I will in a moment. Monday, this coming Monday, is picture day at JSC. So put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty, wear your nice clothes. If you get that reference, I'm proud of you. Frankly, I always thought that was a song by the band. Turns out it's Bruce Springsteen, and then Leon Helm covered it. Who knew? A review of last week. Last week, we shut down as a school out of an abundance of caution. We're back. So taking a look back at last week, how did we do? Most of you did great. And you continued with your routines just as we had planned, and I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing that. There are others of you, however, who did not, and we need to talk about that. I'm talking to people individually about that, but I want to address it as a school as well. So you've heard these terms this year: in the event of a shutdown, in the event of a quarantine, in the event that you are sick tomorrow, etc. Ask yourself, have expectations been made clear since school started? Yes. Is there any excuse for not participating every day last week? Expectations have been made exceedingly clear from day one. And just to verify, I went back and did some digging. And this is from 9/1 of the year 2020, which was 28 days ago. I do want to be clear because I've had some questions about things that we are establishing right here at the beginning of school routines that are there in the event that, well, I say the unforeseen, the mildly, somewhat predictable happens, and you get quarantined, you get sick, you're not here tomorrow, whatever the reason, we have designed things this year so you can access materials via distance. Now, we are kind of shifting our focus, as we'll talk about in a minute, to full participation, meaning even if you can't be here on a certain day, we still need you to do all of the work. So right now, notice that the routines and sort of training you're getting in class, and I think teachers are being explicit about this as well, are kind of routines you're establishing so you could do them at home if you needed to. So make sure that if you are not here, you know what it is you're supposed to be doing, because this is kind of it's the same thing you do in school every day. I've heard that in every classroom. I mean, those are rhetorical questions. Have you been reminded about this? Because I know the answer. The answer is yes. Could not have been more explicit and frequent about reminding you about this. You have no excuse for not participating if that applies to you. And again, most of you, it doesn't. But if it does, that is on you, and you need to fix it. And that cannot happen again. Your grades have suffered. You've probably seen that. A lot happens in a week at school. Think about how many hours every day. 7 hours every day you're in school. 5 days. That's 35 hours. 35 hours is a long, long time. And so every day that you don't participate, you are digging a hole of 7 hours. And at some point, it's not redeemable. You can't get out. So we've been having some tough conversations this week with individuals about grades, and that naturally leads to this discussion about ASTs. So just to review, because now this has gotten even more real because they're scheduled now. They begin today. They're mandatory for those who are assigned to them. They're also available to those who are not. So if you are maybe on a bubble or you're feeling like you're struggling in a class and you could use some help, you may attend ASTs. However, that is not social hour. That is time to get things done. There will be no messing around in ASTs. Teachers will promptly ask you to leave if you are off task, and then that might be the end of your opportunities for rectifying your grades. So that may mean the dropping of your credit. And to move on from there, we'll get to that in a minute. You may earn your way out of ASTs. These are assigned to everyone who is not passing a course. But if that grade goes up, then you may earn your way out. So there's some incentive to get this work done sooner than later, and that's good. However, you may not unreasonably expect your teachers to grade your late work immediately. I know a lot of students, this has come up in the past, where students don't want to be in study hall or they don't want to be in ASD. And so they rush to get work done. And they say, hey, I finished it. You just got to grade it. Well, guess what? That's one of my favorite sayings. I love that phrase. Guess what? Your teachers work all day. They teach all day. They also have lives. And so they work in a cycle, managing their time in a way that makes sense. And so you may not harass them to immediately grade things that you yourself did not attend to on time. So if you finish an assignment and a teacher doesn't get to it and you have to attend an AST that was scheduled, that is on you. Don't get angry at somebody else about it. That's how that works. You also may not rush your work and do a poor job for the sake of escaping AST. This is not a quick fix. This is addressing the things that you didn't do in their full capacity as they were assigned the first time. So know that, you've got work to do, and that's what you're doing there. Failing to attend ASTs is ground for being dropped from the course and not earning credit in the course. So this is what I was saying before. You could also be invited to leave AST if you are not working, and that is the end of your credit opportunity. Use this time. Do not do not waste it for yourself or anyone else, or be a distraction, because like I say, you'll get yourself out of there. But you must earn credits at this school to remain at this school. This is a golden opportunity for students, and you have it right now. You're here. You can't sit here and occupy a seat and not earn credits. And so we are getting close to the point in our first term here in 2021 where, credits are going to go in the books or not. And if they're not, then you're in the hot seat. And we've been updating our waiting list. There are going to be over 200 people on that waiting list. Those are 200 people who could use this opportunity just like you could. And frankly, I'm not very good at making hard decisions and saying, you know what, we're not doing you any good, so we got to kick you out. The reason I'm able to do that is it's a practical decision. There is need. There are other people who need this. And if you are not going to take advantage of it, someone else will, and we will give them that opportunity. That's fair. That's just. It's the right thing to do. So make sure that you are using the opportunity that you have right now here in this building with these great people to earn your credits and make a life for yourself. Do it. All right, that's enough of the unfun, mean stuff. Let's do something more lighthearted. The house arrest contest, turn it over to the English department. As soon as I say, this is really impressive, y'all. One, this is a great project. I like that we did it all together. I love that it was so applicable to the current state of affairs with the pandemic and Also dealing with some issues that maybe touch some of your lives. Well, in the book, there wasn't a pandemic, but there were immune issues and they had to wear masks, etc. Your writing was excellent. All these examples and others were impressive and showed attention to the reading and connection with the characters and some real creative, rational thinking on your part. So appreciate everyone who participated in this whole reading, who turned things into the contest, and winners. Impressed, super impressed. All right, English department, take it from here.
Hey JSC, thank you for participating in our house arrest challenge last week where you wrote an alternate ending. We had 20 participants. And so those 20 participants today, if you are not in study hall, you will get a can of Coke just for participating. If you are in study hall, you're going to get that can of Coke on your way out the door today. So you'll still get your reward for participating. So thank you guys. We read a lot of them and they're really awesome. Before we get to the announcements of the winners, Ms. Fry is going to introduce Knockout.
There is a sequel, if you didn't know. The sequel starts years later, and this time Levi is the main character, and he is in 7th grade. Personally, I like House Arrest the best, but I also loved Knockout. So right now, Emmanuel has the book. No pressure, Emmanuel, but hurry it up and get finished. And then Anthony's next, and then I think we're going to have to fight for it. But I really appreciate all your attention and your effort last week and to do something good and positive. You did a good job.
Yeah, it was really great experiencing that book with everyone all together. All right, now the winners. All right, so our first winner for the challenge is Camden Leisure. And so I'm going to start off by reading Camden's entry. I was so scared sitting in that courtroom. I mean, just looking at the judge and all of the police and people sitting there gave me butterflies. My mom walked into the courtroom with Levi, and I could see her tearing up as she was sitting down. The judge slammed down her big wooden hammer and ordered everyone to be silent. She asked me to come up to the stand and ask if Levi was okay. I said he was fine now, and Levi started laughing and signing for his brother. She was silent for what felt like an eternity. Then she said that Jose's dad was not going to press charges against me, and she said she felt like I had no other choice but to save Levi, and that I'm free to go and don't have to write in my journal anymore. I still like to write in my journal because it helps me express my feelings, even though James or Mrs. B aren't going to read it. The new apartment is nice, and Mom, Levi, and I are doing fine. Also, by the way, Levi had his trachea surgery. It took forever, but Levi is starting to be able to talk now. Dad called me today, and it was hard to talk to him. He said he wasn't trying to invade me or my family, but he apologized for everything, and we had a deep conversation about everything that has happened with me, Mom, and Levi.
Good job, Kim.
Yeah, awesome job.
All right. Emily Pierce, you're the next winner. Good job, Emily. So I think you will all really enjoy Emily's submission. I made it halfway to the hospital, and then, bam! The turtle car caught fire again. No, 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 not now. When he's in the back seat, dead. Levi is dead, and it's all my fault. I didn't get to the hospital. I stole the car, and I wasn't fast enough. The cops picked us up and took us, but he died before we got there. He was so blue. I will never get that image out of my head. Levi, limp, cold, blue, and in my arms, dead. I couldn't save him. I couldn't save my little brother. He's gone.
Why did you kill Levi?
What's up with that, Emily? Were you just thinking all along that was going to happen, so you made it so?
So you get the award for darkest alternate ending. But the description and the way that you phrased all of your lines and kind of broke those up really made us picture it. We didn't want it to happen, but the way that you wrote it, it was really good job there.
Well, I thought it was beautiful, and I thought it was a bold move to go a direction that we wouldn't want to go, which is what authors do sometimes, is make us confront the things that we don't want to see happen.
Yes.
Okay. Good job, Emily. We have an honorable mention next.
All right. Our honorable mention is Luis Ilaraza. And honorable mention for participating.
This is how it goes. Happy ending.
The end.
Our final grand prize winner is Dustin Logston. We're really proud of Dustin. Just to start off, has made so much progress in the time that he's been here at JSC, and I'm really proud of the writing that you did on this, Dustin. You know that feeling when you know something bad is going to happen? Yeah, I got that feeling. The police were coming for me. And as soon as they got here, I tried to explain. They just wouldn't listen. So I bolted. I don't know what I was thinking. Stealing a wallet and spending $2,000 does not sound good on your record. And then stealing a turtle car? Yeah, it doesn't sound good. I bolted, climbed down the stairs, and jumped on the roof, parkouring across the roofs, stopping to catch my breath after several roofs and running down streets, then escaping stealthily by hiding under a bridge.
Okay, James, shut up. I'll stop that story. I'm sorry you got a phone for your boredom and I don't, so shut it. Currently sitting here bored, so I'm writing. The cops didn't do anything, and they understood what I did to save my brother. They actually dropped my house arrest for saving Levi's life. Now, I'm gonna stop this journal. This was actually enjoyable for the most part. Goodbye. Remember, family is the most important thing.
All right. Thanks a whole lot to all of you for participating. And the 20 of you who participated, thank you. And all of you who read the book, we're really proud of you. And have a great long 3-day weekend.
We'll see you back here on Tuesday. Thanks, guys.